Hello students, hope you all are well. Let us start our next video on the basis of elements of accounts standard 11 part 1. Students, already you know the last video I completed the first chapter, and first chapter it is totally theoretical based chapter, and according to my own language, as much as possible to make it simple, I try to understand. You follow all this video, at the same time you read whatever it is given in your textbook. Even though if you do not understand in any place, you can tell me at any time by WhatsApp or by voice call. I will clear your doubt. Today I will start the second chapter, which is dual effect of transactions and types of accounts, which started page number 24. Before starting this chapter, I want to tell you one thing, be clear to you. From this chapter onwards, practical sum started. If you do not understand in any place, you can tell me, because from the very beginning I want to clear your all these practical doubt whatever you are having. The page number 24, chapter 2. I will write here, page 24, chapter 2, dual effect. Dual means two. Dual effect of transactions. Now let us see what is called the dual effect. Previous chapter, when I explained the last point, that time one point was there, debit and credit. I explained what is called debit and what is called credit, but I could not explain in details because it was very difficult to understand. Now second chapter onwards, this debit effect and credit effect, what is there, that is called dual effect. Dual effect of transactions. Dual means two. Two effect, one is debit, another is credit. This is called two effect. So what we are going to learn from this chapter? We are going to learn from this chapter the dual effect of each transaction. Matlab you have to find out the two effect. The first effect is called the debit effect, or the second effect is called the credit effect of each transactions. First of all, you have to know which one is called transactions. Without knowing which one is called transactions, it will not possible for you to find out the dual effect. First, we will find out the transactions. Then from each transactions, we will find out the two effects. One first is called debit effect and second is called credit effect. Now, what is called transactions? What is called transactions? Transactions का meaning क्या है? Previous video I told the two things are there. One is called the event and it's called the transactions. And I will explain in details which is called event and which is called transactions. Once again I want to repeat it so that it will be clear for you. Event means any type of work. It may be transactions, may not be transactions. Transactions means some of the conditions, three conditions what I told that should be satisfied. One, if there should be at least two parties. Second, there should be exchange of goods, services and money. And third, that what we are going to exchange, it should be measured in terms of money. So, this event and these transactions, when an economics teacher will tell you, that time this also will be explained in the viewpoint of the economic subject. There it is said the economic transactions, and this is called non-economic transactions. That means we are not going to write in our accounts book the non-economic transactions. We are not going to write. We are going to write economic transactions. In economics point of view, it is said economic transactions. Accounts point of view, it is said transactions. Economics point of view, it is called non-economic transactions. Accounts point of view, it is called event. So what is event? That is non-economic transactions. Any type of what? A businessman is doing puja is an event. A businessman is doing transactions, buying and selling. It is also an event, but it is a transaction. Further, on the basis of that one point, I told that all transactions are event, but all event are not transactions. Explain it for 3 marks. I explained in my own language, and I told that you also write in your notebook. Today we are going to learn these transactions, which is called economic transactions. These transactions, and we are going to find out the dual effect. So let me say one or two examples so that you can understand which is called transactions. Suppose if I say example number 1, purchase goods of rupees 5,000 for cash. Second, if I say the example, sold goods of rupees 7,000 to Mr. X on credit. Third, if I say paid salary of rupees 9,000. I note the 3 examples. These all 3 are, first of all, let me explain whether it is an event or it is a transaction. If it is a transaction, accounts point of view is called economic transactions, and that one we are going to write in your notebook. How to write, still I did not explain. Which one you will write, let you know first. Then only it will be possible to how to write. I said that to become a transaction, 3 conditions should be satisfied. 1, there should be at least 2 parties. Every time you will not be possible to, it is not possible to see on the spot the 2 persons, or may not be. But there should be at least 2 parties. There should be exchange of goods, services and money, and it should be measured in terms of money. Here you see the 5,000, 7,000 and 9,000, all 3 are measured in terms of money. First of all, I have to find out whether it is an event or a transaction. Purchase goods of rupees 5,000 for cash. Who purchased? You. Who are you? You are the owner of your business. So every transaction you will find out one side out of these 2 persons, because 2 persons are required. Out of these 2 persons, one person is you, and another one is the another person, maybe the third party. So purchase goods of rupees 5,000. One is you purchased and another one is who sold. The name is not given, but somebody sold. Somebody sold, for that you purchased it. So 2 persons you got. There should be exchange of goods, services and money. The you purchase means goods came and you have given cash for cash. It is given for cash. So there is an exchange between the goods and money. So second point also is over. And third point already is given for all 3 points. There are 5,000, 7,000 and 9,000. So it was measured in terms of money. So for that it is an economic transactions, or it is a transactions. Second is also satisfied all 3 points. Sold goods means you purchase. One is you, sold goods means you sold, not you sold. Sold goods means you sold. Purchase goods means you purchase. So here you sold. Now here is you are the seller. Here you are the buyers. So when you are seller, somebody obviously was the buyers. So there is a seller and buyers. The 2 things, goods and on credit. On credit means it is not paid cash on the spot or then and there. Cash is not paid on the then and there. So it is called on credit and on cash. Credit means you can find out that now question is coming, sir, what two things are exchanged in case of a credit transactions? Of course, on the spot the two things are not exchanged, but it will be exchanged afterwards. So you should consider that it will be exchanged also considered, though it will be future. But on the spot something is exchanged. What exchange? The promissory note or promise was exchanged. Somebody told that I will pay the money, and the third point also is measured in terms of money. Third is paid salary of rupees 5,000 to whom? To your employee. So one is employee and there is you. Two persons are there, cash and services. These two things are exchanged and it was measured in terms of money. So you clear it, all three are transactions. So what we are going to find out in this chapter, chapter 2, page 24, we are going to find out the two effects. Now you will find out from these three transactions the two effects. Two effects we are going to find out. Isn't it? Which is the two effects? One is the debit effect and the other is the credit effect. First we will find out which two effects will come. Second we will find out of these two effects which one is the debit effect and which one is the credit effect. You understand? But before explaining the two effects, one more point you have to understand that some of the transactions what I already explained here you might have seen that one was the credit transaction, another two was the cash transaction. This is a cash transaction, this is a credit transaction, and this is also cash transactions. First of all, you have to know that how we will find out whether it is a cash transaction or it is a credit transaction. Once, if you are able to find out that this transaction is a cash transaction or this transaction is a credit transaction, then it will be easy for you to find out the next step, which is called two effect or the dual effect of the transactions. So before finding out the dual effect, first we are going to find out whether it is a cash transaction or it is a credit transaction. How will we find out the cash transaction or credit transaction? It has some points. That points I want to explain it. Let me run it, and one by one I will find out that how this is the most important point. How will we find out whether it is a cash transactions or it is a credit transactions? Understand? Now, next point is coming. How you will find out cash oblique credit transactions. Cash transaction or credit transaction, how will you find out? Few points I am writing on the board that will clearly you try to understand, and if you are able to understand whether it is a cash transaction or credit transactions, then I already told you next steps you will find out. Number one. First of all, what we will do? I will read the sentence. Whatever it is given. Well, I will read the transactions. Transactions means it will be a one sentence in English form. And sentence means you know the assembly of few words. Isn't it? Suppose purchase goods of rupees 5,000 for cash. Purchase goods of rupees 5,000 for cash. So 7 words are there including the amount. Cash of rupees, suppose of rupees 5,000, so 9 words. If you count the including the amount, then you will get 9 words, and these 9 words make a transaction. It is made, or it is a sentence. What we will do in this? I will read the sentence twice, and in this sentence, whatever the how many of the words are there, out of this, suppose 5 words or 6 words or 7 words or whatever, how many words are there or form are there or the terms are there, from that I will try to find out anywhere, either from the beginning or in the middle or in the last, anywhere whether the word for cash or on credit or by check or for check. What I said, we will find out the word for cash or by check. How? What I said? I said that you will read the sentence and you will find out is there anywhere it is written either the word forecast or the word by check. If I give the example so that you can understand. Suppose paid salary of rupees 9,000. Nowhere it is written the forecast or by check. Suppose it is given purchase goods of rupees 5,000 from Mr. X for cash. The forecast was mentioned. Or it is given sold goods of rupees 7,000 to Mr. X or Y by check. By check is mentioned. I want to tell you the word forecast or by check is there anywhere it is written or not. If it is there, either the word forecast or the word by check, then these transactions will be considered as a cash transactions. Without knowing whether it is a cash transaction or it is a credit transaction, it will not be possible to make the find out the dual effect. For that, you should know whether it is a cash transaction or it is a credit transaction. How will you find out? The word forecast or the word by check, if it is there anywhere. बाकी कुछ देखना नहीं है, बाकी क्या है क्या नहीं है, that is not to find out. In your English sentence, forecast or by check, if it is mentioned anywhere, then first preference is there, that is considered as a cash transaction. Now second point. Suppose in your sentence you read very carefully and you could not find out the word forecast or by check. Nowhere it was written. Then second point we will try to find out, is there anywhere in your sentence on credit if it is mentioned only the word on credit, then it will be considered as a credit transaction. Yes, just the second sentence it was given. Sold goods of rupees 7,000 to Mr. X on credit. So forecast means it is a money is paid then and there or received. Paid or received. That depends on what type of transactions you are going on. You are going to do. So forecast means the money is paid on the spot. On credit means the money is not paid or not received on the spot. You will pay afterwards or you will receive afterwards. So first I will try to find out forecast or by check. If I am not getting, then I will try to find out the on credit, but the same sentence or the same transactions, both the words forecast and on credit both will not be given. Either it will be given forecast or it will be given on credit. Next point, third one. Suppose you did not get forecast, you did not get by check, so cash transactions point you are not getting. Second point I told, this order you will find out. This order, which order I told you. Second point you try to find out, is there anywhere the on credit was given or not. That also you could not get anywhere. You did not get anywhere on credit. But you got the name of the party with whom you made the transactions. What does it mean? It is said, suppose it is said, purchase goods of rupees 6,000 from Mr. X. This much I will say, purchase goods of rupees 6,000 from Mr. X. Purchase goods of rupees 6,000 from Mr. X. In this transaction, it is a transaction. In this transaction, you find out nowhere forecast or by check is not there. Is not it? Then it is nowhere on credit also it is not there. But it is given the name of the party with whom you made the transactions. किसका साथ आपने ट्रांजैक्शन किया था? वो पार्टी का नाम it is given. If name is given of this parties, then this transaction should be considered as a credit transaction. What? This is not there. This is not there. This is not there. But it is given name of the party. Name of the party it is given, then it is called credit transactions. Do you understand what I said? Next point is coming, point number 4. One by one I am going. You will find out this order. Suppose if it is given forecast by check not there, on credit not there, party's name not there, then what will do? Suppose it is given paid salary. Only this much is given. Paid salary of rupees 5,000. Paid salary of rupees 7,000. Paid salary of rupees 7,000. It is a transaction. Of course, it is a transaction. All three conditions are satisfied, but it is nowhere it is mentioned forecast by check on credit party's name. Then what will do? Then if nothing is given from the top, all four, 1, 2, 3, 4, all these 4 points, if nothing is given, I am writing in where all the 4 points are not there. All the 4 points above not mentioned, then it is called cash transactions. Just example, if I say paid salary, it is a cash transaction. One more point, let me explain it here. Suppose number 5. Suppose paid salary, I said paid salary. The word paid or what received, paid or received, both the cases. If the word paid or received, R-E-C-E-I-V-E-D, either paid or the received, if it is mentioned anywhere, either paid or received, then you should consider it as a cash transaction. This much you will learn, it will be enough for you to identify whether it is a cash transaction or it is a credit transaction. Once again I want to explain it here. The dual effect we are going to find out, but still I did not reach in this place to find out the dual effect. Now I am telling that before finding out the dual effect, you should know whether it is a transaction or an event. If it is a transaction, it is called economic transactions. If it is an event, it is called non-economic transactions. Non-economic transactions we are not going to write. Economic transactions we are going to write. And in these economic transactions, we are going to find out the two effects, which is called the dual effect or two effects. One is called the debit effect and one is called the credit effect. But before finding out the dual effect, you should know the transactions, whether it is a credit transaction, whether it is a credit transaction or it is a cash transaction. To know whether it is a cash transaction or it is a credit transactions, these are the points you have to mention or you have to remember, because transactions means it is nothing but it is a English sentence by it is sentence formed by few words, and in this word how many words are there? Out of that, anywhere if the word forecast or by check mentioned, then that will be cash transactions. If on credit is mentioned, it will be credit transactions. If forecast by check on credit is not there, only name of the party is given, then it is also considered as a credit transactions. If nothing is given, then it is considered a cash transactions, and at last if it is given paid or received, then also to be cash transactions. Already one question came in your mind, I understand. Suppose in your sentence party's name and forecast both are given. Sometimes it may happen. Suppose it is given purchase goods of rupees 5,000 from Mr. X for cash. Purchase goods of rupees 5,000 from Mr. X for cash. Now possibly already arises from your mind, sir, party's name also given, for cash also given. But you should consider this order. Once you are getting for cash anywhere, then you should not consider the second point. Most important point I want to tell you. फोरकास्ट कोई जगह आपको मिल गया, भले पार्टी ने दिया कि नहीं दिया आपको, तो और किसको वेटेज किसको ज़्यादा देना है, इसको फास्ट वेटेज देना है। एक बार ये मिल गया, बाकी को मिला कि नहीं मिला, इफ इट इज गेटिंग और नॉट गेटिंग एनी पॉइंट, अवेलेबल और नॉट अवेलेबल, दैट शुड नॉट बी कंसिडर्ड। सो दैट एज forecast is mentioned, it will be considered as a cash transaction. Now for few examples I can tell you so that you can know whether it is a cash transaction or it is a carry transaction. Let me write few journal so that after that I will tell you what your book has given. Just example. Number 1. Purchase short form. PURCHASED. Every day I will not write PUR I will write. Purchase goods of ₹7,000 for cash. Number 1. Sold goods of ₹8,000 on credit from to Mr. X. Third one, paid salary of ₹9,000. Fourth one, sold goods of ₹10,000. Sold goods of ₹10,000 by check. Fifth one, received commission of ₹500. Sixth one, purchase a furniture of ₹11,000 from A, B, C and company. The seventh one, paid wages of ₹700 by check. What you are going to find out? These all 7 points, what I said, that all these 7 points, one by one, each one is a transaction. Not a single one is an event. And we are going to find out the dual effect. But before going to find out the dual effect, first of all we have to find out whether it is a transactions or it is not a transactions. That already we told. And then we will find out the first step. डुअल इफेक्ट फाइंड करने का पहले फर्स्ट स्टेप होता है दैट इज कॉल्ड कैश ट्रांजैक्शन और कैरी ट्रांजैक्शन. सो वी आर गोइंग टू फाइंड आउट इट इज अ कैश ट्रांजैक्शन और इट इज अ कैरी ट्रांजैक्शन. एंड आई टोल्ड यू हाउ टू फाइंड आउट द कैश ट्रांजैक्शन एंड कैरी ट्रांजैक्शंस. दैट इज फॉर्मूला अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट द 5 points what I told, all these 5 points we will put it here and we will try to find out whether it is a cash transaction or it is a carry transaction. First of all, the purchase goods of ₹7,000 for cash. I got it. The first point. For cash is mentioned. So it is a cash transaction. Correct? Second point. Sold goods of ₹8,000 on credit. See here, on credit is mentioned. For cash is not there. By check also it is not there. But on credit is there. If on credit is there, no, then obviously the name of the party will be given with whom you made the transactions. So on credit as it is given, so it will be considered as a credit transactions. Paid salary of ₹9,000. In this sentence, the forecast is not there, by check is not there, on credit is not there, party's name is also not there. If all the 4 points are not there, but the word paid, I told paid or receipt, if it is given, then you should consider it as a cash transaction. The word paid is given, so it is called cash transaction. Number 4, sold goods of ₹10,000 by check. You got it? By check, so it is a cash transactions. Received commissions of ₹500. Received what is there? If received word is there, then preference will be given the word received. Somebody if it is given received commission sum rupees 5,000 from Mr. Y, so you will find out the name of the party is given. But preference to whom you will give? The word pay or the word received. So also it is a cash transactions. Purchase furniture of rupees 11,000 from ABC and Company. ABC and Company. The name of the party is given. Here you see in this transaction the forecast, buy check is not there, on credit not there, party's name is given. As party's name is given, so it will be considered as credit transactions. And the last one, which is coming paid. Paid if it is given, it is considered as a cash transactions. Is that it? So this is the most important things which you have to understand. Without knowing these things, it will be very difficult to. If you do not understand the first steps, then dual effect will create lots of problems. Page number 25, 24 and 25, cash transaction and credit transaction, the point what I explained, that is given it here. And now we come to know the page number 26. On that top, it is given, that is explained the transactions for receivable or payable, the credit transactions, other transactions, internal transaction, external transactions, like that. There are so many transactions already, it is covered up. And the page number 26, the illustration 1, let me explain it now. How we will find out whether it is a cash transaction or it is a credit transactions. In which way your book has explained. And you want to explain in another way, it will be easy for you. What you will do? You will read this each sentence and you will put an arrow and you will find out whether it is a cash transaction or it is a credit transaction. And why it is a cash transaction or it is a credit transaction, that put a underline. For that, if you have, I have given the underline. Due to that, it is a cash or it is a credit. Number 1, describe whether the following transactions are economic transactions or non-economic transactions and clarify the reasons for it. It is given economic transactions or non-economic transactions, not cash transaction and credit transactions. Assets purchase, obviously economic transactions. Assets purchased from Raha for rupees 12,000 on credit, economic transactions. Assets sold 20,000, economic transactions. Assets sold to Mira on credit 22,000, also economic transactions. 8,000 paid for wages, economic transactions. 9,000 received for rent, economic transactions. Liability of rupees 15,000 is settled, also economic transactions. Receivable of rupees 18,000 is received, also economic transactions. And order is received to supply the goods of rupees 10,000. आपने ऑर्डर रिसीव किया, ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं किया. Once you have received an order, that is not a transaction. When you will place the order, when you will supply the goods or you will receive the goods, that time it will be considered as a transactions. So 9 number is called non-economic transactions. A planning is made by to buy one asset is also not an economic transactions. You plan that you will buy. When you will buy, that time it will be considered as a transactions. And to enhance the sale for discussions, a meeting is arranged with the salesman is also non-economic transaction. Now you come the second point, the illustration 2 or page number 28 describe whether the following transactions are a cash transactions or a credit transaction and explain the reason. Here it is given that illustration 2, what I explained here now, that this 7th example that is given in illustration number 2 or page number 28, whether it is a economic transactions or it is cash transaction or it is a credit transaction. 1 or 2, let me explain. Remaining you will try to understand. Number 1, goods sold in cash. Now I wrote for cash, but it may be the in cash also. For cash or in cash meaning are same. In cash of past. If I read up to this, from there I can understand it is a cash transaction. Goods purchased for rupees 8,000. Goods purchased for rupees 8,000, nothing is given. So it is also considered as a cash transactions. Goods of rupees 9,000 sold to Meena on credit is not given, forecast is not given, buy check is not given, but party's name is given, or that it is considered as a credit transactions. Goods are rupees 2000 sold to Nutan forecast. See, it is given the party's name as well as forecast, both are given. If both are given, then you should consider as a forecast को importance ज़्यादा देना है. It's called cash transactions. Salary paid of rupees 5,000, cash transactions. Insurance premium paid of rupees 8,000, also cash transactions. Goods of rupees 200 received as a free sample. Goods of rupees 200 as a received as a free sample is called non-economic transaction because it is not a transaction. Why? Because the cost of the goods is not mentioned here. Third point is not there. It is not measured in terms of money. Number 8, furniture of rupees 5,000 purchased from Sriji Furniture. It is credit transactions. 3,000 paid to Saha agency for advertisement, cash transactions. Commission received of rupees 3,200, cash transactions. Goods of rupees 5,000 purchased for cash and payment is made by check, cash transactions. Goods of rupees 6,000 sold and payment is received by check, cash transactions. Rent received by check, cash transactions. Telephone bill of rupees 700 paid by check, cash transactions. A check of rupees 3,000 received from Lakshmi Bank for hard due is also cash transactions. So out of this sheet, you got two credit transactions, that is point number 8 and point number 3. 2 credit transactions and point number 7 is non-economic transactions and remaining all cash transactions. Like that, few transactions you make practice, then we will come the next video how to find out the dual effect. So cash transaction and credit transactions is most important points. I think I tried in my level best to make you understand. Even though in any place if you have doubt, you can tell me and I will clear your doubt. Okay? You follow this video twice and read the point whatever is given in your book, so it will be more clear for you. Okay? Bye. All the best.